Louisiana beer reviews, Great Raft Brewings at arm's length, India Pale Lager. This is the new 2018 version. The old one came out in 2016, but they've changed it. It went from bottle to can. Also, they changed the hops. They doubled down on the dry hopping, they said. They were talking about they made it into a hazy IPL, because it was clear. 6% alcohol, 50 IBUs. Best one fresh, canned on May 14, 2018. Oh, well, that's not so fresh. 3 months old. There's a guy with tattoos. Another guy with a flask. He's got hops. I don't know what's going on here. It's one of those shrink wrap can labels, right? The can itself is not. It's just clear or plain. You can see the seam right there. Anyway, we bought this at Martin Wine Cellar in Metairie, Louisiana. This is the first video review for this beer in the world. And I never even got to try their 2016 version, the original, because I never saw it. This is sold in 4 packs of pint cans, or in my case, at Martin Wine Cellar in single can offerings. They use two-row pale, Ashburn, and Bondlander malts, if they haven't changed the malt bill from 2016. The hops are now New Zealand Motueka and Mandarina Bavarian hops from Germany. Rate Beer and Beer Advocate aren't differentiating the old one from this, so I can't give a score on that. I'm just going to look at the ratings from 2018 recently and see what they say about it. So I can't give, there's no use talking about the score there. Untappd does have it separated, and they're saying a 77 out of 100, which I would call like a C. A C. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if it's really a C or if it's high. It's hazy with all the tan sediment, lots of bubbles, thick off-white head, spongy head. I did like the Samuel Adams India Pale Lager. I'm not a big fan of IPLs. I don't know, they just don't seem right, but they're okay. I'm not adverse to them. I don't hate them. I just don't really like them too much. Okay. It's hoppy, resiny, fruity, and white bread. White bread crust. Kind of the typical thing. Nothing new really that I've been experiencing with IPLs from the last 6 years or so. 6 or 7 years, so, but that doesn't mean it's not good. Okay, why do they call it Great Raft? Because Shreveport, named after Captain Shreve, Army engineer, United States Army Corps of Engineers. There was a great blockage of the Red River where Shreveport is today. They call it the Great Raft. There was a bunch of trees and logs and debris in the river, and it was just like a dam. And they couldn't get anything up or down the river. Water would seep through it. I guess a lot of animals like that, but he figured out a way to break up the blockage and remove the Great Raft so that they could use the upper Red River for commerce. Okay, and that's where Shreveport was born, because of that the removal of the Great Raft. All right. And believe me, the river is red from the red dirt. You look at that river, it is red. Like a rust red and totally cloudy. Now, and then it flows into the Mississippi River, and you know that's brown. All right. The taste, it's like mild, bready, biscuity, some hop resin. It might build 60 IBUs. It might build. It's probably 4 out of 5 sugar cubes on the Cyclops scale. probably 5 out of 5 hop cones the way they look at it on a Cyclops scale. A lot of heavy lacing. It does not taste like an India Pale Ale, okay? It does taste like a lager. It's got some lager characteristics. Sort of like that lighter body and very crisp. And it's just got that lager taste. Like, I'm trying to think of something it would taste like. I was going to say a Schlitz. It does kind of taste like Schlitz back around 2013 to 15 when I thought they were over hopping it, and I was complaining that Schlitz was becoming an IPL. The Schlitz was tasting like this, but it was still clearer because it was more filtered. But yeah, but maybe like Golden Pheasant from Pressburg, Bratislava, Slovakia. But then with the hop thing going on, which you don't get that kind of experience. You do get some, but you don't get that kind of experience with Golden Pheasant. So what would I score it? Well, if you want to try something that's a shade of this, or it'll get you on the road toward this, start with Schlitz, the Gusto, because that's only 4.6%, but it's kind of like on this road. You'll notice the Schlitz has that fruity hoppiness, and it's a good deal hoppier than your other macro lagers, but it's nowhere near this. I'll say it's on the road to this, and then this is up at that level. I think it's an A-. It's at the lower end of excellent, but I'd say like a 90 out of 100. A-, yeah, because I'm using the college grading scale, right? 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 a B, 70 to 79 C, 60 to 69 D. You understand. And then various levels within those categories. So, all right. So an excellent beer, and I'm going to end this review by saying, laissez-les bon temps rouler. Buy some Louisiana beer, and y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.